There's a manhunt underway right now for a man suspected of killing his wife. Hate speech on the steps of City Hall. Why a council member wants a government employee fired.
It's do or die time in the NBA playoffs. What the Wizards allow the Raptors to do that has never been done before.
Fallen and forgotten. After WUSA 9's reporting, American heroes are coming home.
And the weekend forecast has a few showers.
WUSA 9 at 11 starts now. And up first, breaking news, a manhunt for a suspected killer in our area. Good evening, I'm Leslie Foster. Police are looking for a man who they believe killed his wife, packed up his belongings, and took off. John Henry picks up the story from here.
Alice Dennis was a mother, sister, cousin. Now she's gone.
Alice was alive.
Police found her beaten body on her kitchen floor. They believe her husband, Ruel Dempster, murdered her after an argument.
And she always found a reason to enjoy the situation, to enjoy the moment.
She always wanted us to do better.
Yeah.
But she always tried to keep us together.
How much does it impact you all as a family unit?
She took care of a lot of people,
including her 2 young children. Now their father is on the run.
As a father, as somebody who was with Alice for so long and claimed that you loved her with everything that was within you, took a ring, put it on her finger as for forever, till death do you part. That didn't mean you
killed her.
You having control over that.
We asked if there were signs.
That's
She
not
wouldn't
the case.
tell her family
You know,
that.
that's not the case, because she wanted him to be to us like he was a good person. She didn't want us to look at him as a bad person.
When we talked to Alice's brother, he had a simple message for his brother-in-law: do what's right.
He just a call, man. What you is a call, man. Turn yourself in. That's what you need to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Let people have little closures over this.
Now, the authorities ask if you have any tips as to where Dempster may be, that you call them at the hotline here on your screen.
And John, I understand the family's planning a vigil of sorts.
On top of that, they're also having to plan a funeral, which can be very expensive. So they've set up a GoFundMe to help cover those costs.
All right, John, thanks for that update. Right now, there are 3 things you need to know this Friday night, and let's get right to them, because they're important stories going into the weekend. First, President Trump vows he will not be played when he holds talks with the leader of North Korea in a few weeks. He promises to keep the pressure on until the North abandons nuclear weapons, but he praises both North and South Korea for their historic summit. Second, tense moments at Reagan National Airport as an American Airlines flight made an emergency landing. The pilot spotted a crack in the windshield after taking off, so they turned right around, and those passengers did make it to Connecticut, although about 3 hours late. Here's the third thing, a look at the forecast, and here's the chief.
All right, we're looking at a pretty good day tomorrow. We've not issued a yellow weather alert for Saturday, but yes, there will be a couple of showers heading our way. The bulk of the day will be fine. Temperature-wise, well, in the 50s to start. I think we're going to be in the low 70s by 4 or 5 o'clock. If you're going to go to the game, looks fine at the Nats game. A slight chance of a shower during the game. It'll last about 30 minutes. That's about it. And then finally a little bit cooler tomorrow night. We will come back. We'll talk about just how cool it's going to get behind the cold front. You might be surprised. We'll also come back and talk about why you have to put sunscreen on in April. I know, it sounds weird, but it's true.
All right, Tom, looking forward to that. New at 11, calls for the mayor to fire someone on the district payroll after a story you first saw on WUSA 9 at 11. It was about a rally at the Wilson building taken over by supporters of Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam. And here is some of what they said.
I'm going to organize marches on against, or matter of fact, protest against Elisa Silverman. This is Farrakhan's work. You got your nerve to say Farrakhan can't come back to D.C. What nerve are you fake Jew?
The council member they're talking about, Alyssa Silverman, has a statement out tonight. And in it, she calls on the mayor to fire Joshua Lopez. He is the board. He's on the board of the D.C. Housing Authority, and he organized that rally. Well, Lopez says he's not stepping down, and he rejects all of the comments made by those uninvited speakers. That rally was supposed to be in support of Trayon White, a council member who has donated money to the Nation of Islam. But so far, there's no comment from his office on any of this. We'll keep you posted. On the heels of that guilty verdict, a judge is confining Bill Cosby to his home near Philadelphia until the entertainer is sentenced for sexual assault. He can only leave to meet with attorneys or get medical treatment, and he's got to wear a GPS monitor. Cosby will be sentenced within 90 days. He faces up to 30 years in prison. Our Verified team spotted a whole lot of questions about Cosby's trial on social media. Adam Longo is here with some answers. Hey, Ed.
Hi, Leslie. There were a ton of tweets and posts about the guilty verdict, specifically people asking about the statute of limitations in this case and why this was the case, the only case against Cosby, despite there being so many accusers. So our team took a look at the laws. Now, the statute of limitations is a defined period of time after a crime is committed when charges can be brought against someone. In Pennsylvania, where the guilty verdict against Cosby came in, the sexual assault happened in 2004, and the case was reopened in 2015. Now, the statute of limitations for major sex cases in Pennsylvania is 12 years, so they just made it. Now, some of Cosby's accusers claim that they were assaulted in California, and their stories, some of them, go back decades. Now, the statute of limitations there is 10 years. But because of this case, California's governor dropped the statute of limitations for rape in 2016. But it can't be applied retroactively. So we can verify, yeah, the statute of limitations in the Cosby sexual assault case was followed to the letter of the law. But remember here, we're talking about criminal cases, Leslie, so Cosby could still face civil lawsuits from his accusers.
And you can understand why people are confused because it differs from state to state.
Sure, and I've actually addressed that question. I've got a case-by-case, state-by-state list of the statute of limitations for both civil and criminal penalties. It's on my Facebook page right now at Adam Longo TV.
All right, sounds good.
So now if you spot something on your social media feeds, you wonder if it's real or not, you can send it to us. I'll check it out for you. You can always find me on Facebook or Twitter. Just put in my name, Adam Longo, or you can email me and the whole team, verify@WUSA9.com.
Tonight's the night. Game 7 for the Caps. We are all over it. Could you tell if someone you love is buying drugs on the dark web? We'll show you how.
And the outlook is improving for Memorial Day weekend no matter where you're going. I'll have the details in D.C.'s most accurate forecast.
The news at 11 starts now. Up first tonight, breaking news, the Caps are headed to the Stanley Cup. They took the lead in the first minutes of the game, and they never let Tampa score. Good evening, I'm Leslie Foster. We are all over this for the kind of coverage you expect from the News at 11 team. Sports director Darren Haynes is here literally just off a flight from his honeymoon with more on what all of this means. And we're with the fans downtown. John Henry inside Capital One Arena for the watch party. Deb Alperone in the streets with the Caps faithful. And Eric Flack live in Tampa where it all went down tonight. Deb, we're going to start with you.
Hey, Leslie, it is amazing right here in front of Cap One Arena. Everyone is excited. Okay, I am talking to Holden, who was inside. Okay, how was it?
Crazy experience, awesome atmosphere. Fans were going crazy. It was so loud in there. We're so excited for the Caps.
Okay, big up right here. Woo, okay.
Up first tonight, breaking news. Police have a mystery on their hands in Montgomery County. Good evening, I'm Leslie Foster. The scene of that mystery, Burtonsville, the 1200 block of Briggs Cheney Road, not far from where the Inter-County Connector meets New Hampshire Avenue, and just down the street from Cloverly Elementary. Here's the scene from Sky 9. When police got there, they found fire burning outside a home and the body of an elderly man. They haven't told us his name yet, but they have told us they don't consider this to be suspicious and there is no threat to his neighbors. That investigation is just getting started now. And here's what else we have for you on WUSA 9 at 11. WUSA 9's reporting on stop and frisk policing in D.C. leads to change at City Hall.
It's cooling off tonight, but get ready for some more record heat tomorrow.
Sex sells, but did the Washington Redskins take that idea too far?
The Impact team is working with you to help get health care to people who need it. The news at 11 on WUSA 9 starts now.
So have you been stopped by police unnecessarily?
I've been stopped by police more times than I can count.
This is my license. I'm a pharmacist, right? But I get stopped all the time. And because of that, I have to show this.
That's the outrage we've heard in our WUSA 9 series. D.C. police stop and frisk. Our team has spent months investigating why 8 out of 10 people stopped by D.C. police are black and why the D.C. Police Department has not followed a law requiring officers to record comprehensive data on every one of those stops. Well, tonight, there's exclusive new information on this. The city has finally put a price tag on collecting that data. Investigative reporter Eric Flack has been leading our coverage on this. And Eric, your sources just told you about this late today.
In fact, we got our hands on this letter from Mayor Muriel Bowser hours ago. In it, she asked D.C. Council for $500,000 to pay for computer system upgrades that will finally allow allow D.C. police to record comprehensive stop and frisk data, something that was required of them almost 2 years ago.
You'll see these pink lights on tomorrow morning during Get Up DC, the grand finale of our Still Standing series honoring breast cancer survivors. We are rolling out the pink carpet, welcoming more than 100 survivors into this studio for the show. It's something you'll only see here on WUSA 9 at 6 a.m.
Looks pretty nice.
It does.
Looks
It
real
does.
good. Okay, tomorrow we go downhill fast. We're looking at a yellow weather alert in the afternoon, heavy rain tomorrow night, 52 for the homecoming, and for Maryland on Saturday, just showers, heavy rain ends Saturday morning. Nice on Sunday.
All right, that's it for WUSA 9 News tonight. Have a good one, everybody.